It's me. It's me.
Fucking James.
It's always James.
Always.
Yep.
No
What's good,
comment on
people?
shit.
We're here. Welcome to another episode of Horror Research 30. And tonight we're discussing the movie Him. Which, when did that come out? Last year, right?
I believe so.
2025. Mhm.
Yes. 2025.
Jordan Peele, right?
Executive producer.
Executive producer. Okay.
Justin Tipping is the director of this one.
Oh, okay.
It was his first major film, and I really want to find the film before it that he directed called Kicks, which is about a woman who gets a pair of Air Jordans, and then they're stolen, and it's kind of a caper.
Interesting.
Sorry, Jim, that but this is Justin's first real foray into cinema. So with that, after watching the movie, it did change a little bit of how I felt about it.
Interesting. And with that,
Sorry.
Oh, I've seen Kicks. Because you said it, and I'm like, I remember that title.
Yeah,
okay.
That was his first full length.
Nice.
It looks cool.
Because I think that's on Disney Plus. Or it was.
He also did a couple shorts that are a lot. He seems to do a lot about like young and old, and especially if you look at the shorts, which makes sense with this film because Cam is taking the place of Isaiah, and that seems to be kind of a theme in some of his stuff when I dug a little deeper.
I mean, it's. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to. I know I'm stirring.
Oh no, that was all I was saying.
no, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say with that, it makes sense, especially considering and I haven't seen, besides Kicks, and I see what you're saying, and I wasn't correlating the two until I just put it together, but just to stick to him for a sec, I definitely see the theme has to be old and new because it is no secret that generally black athletes who are at that level are usually held to a standard till the next one can come in. Mm-hmm. Not defending that fact. I'm just saying, that's generally how sports sort of plays it. So I really liked this aspect of that going into it, that they were playing you can't have two at the same time. It really. This movie's whole rating for me went up just talking about it earlier with you.
Really?
Because remember I said it was 4 or 5. When we get the ratings, I'll give you my new one, but it's.
Interesting.
Because I went and I rewatched it again last night and I finished it off today after we talked. And then I was just blown away.
So, about those ratings, James, what do you give this movie?
I was a little confused at the beginning until I figured out what the fuck's going on. It was a good, I think it was a good movie. I'm giving it a 6.5. For now. It might go up. We'll see.
Mick?
7.
Nice.
Trevor?
I might go up, but I'm gonna go with a 6.5. Real quick. Went in not expecting a lot. The good things definitely are the acting. Tyreek Withers, who plays Cam, of course Marlon Wayans, who plays Isaiah, off the effing charts. But the best thing I can say as of now, as far as kind of what did I walk away from it is sports now has its Suspiria. It's big, it's bright, it's intense, makes no fucking sense. It's football Suspiria. And with that, I give it a 6.5 as of now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gamer, how about you, good sir?
I'm actually at an 8 on this one.
Oh.
I feel like there was a lot of great choices with lenses used. There was a lot of great camera work. There was it's a football movie, but the football part of it, as it being the main focus, it's still partly removed because of how much other stuff is happening and how much imagery and how much other underlining things there are in it. So I think there was a great movie. Very cringy at times, that's for sure. It's definitely brutal. And it definitely makes you.
I love that.
What you brought up is very important because the saying is, what is it?
Well, let's let Sturdy do his rating.
I'm
first,
sorry.
We'll get into talking about
it. As of right now, I'm at a 6.5, which I know we'll dive into very, very shortly. But Trevor, what were you saying?
I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I
Oh,
just
good.
I,
No,
I wanted to hear what Sturdy had to say because we were talking about it earlier.
I
and Heinz's
don't remember.
ratings.
no.
But that's a great point, Chris, for sure. Like
Yeah.
like everything in this
I know.
movie
I
that isn't
apologize.
the flaws come in the characters. Everything else is symmetrical. It's beautiful. Everything is in its place, framed perfectly, lit perfectly. It's handled like take away what you will about this movie, but technically it is a perfect movie.
Mm.
Okay, yes, yeah.
I wouldn't go there.
What are you going there with?
Well, okay, so I did remember what I was talking about before. I apologize. But gamers, what you brought up, this is a movie that is layered into three things, in my opinion, and that's football, family, and God, and however you want to put those three damn things together.
Well, they say it.
But
It's God, football, family.
But this
football,
movie
God,
makes
family.
it that it's all. It becomes a huge lump.
Yeah.
There is no. By the time you get to the end of the movie, there is no separating of family trauma, bizarre religion, and football.
And then it throws in like the whole idea of idealism and a deityism or whatnot. You know what I mean? With
Well, I'll be
following
honest.
of-
The worst part of this film is the ending.
Mhm.
The ending, I do feel that this is a film. I refer to it as the sports Suspiria because it make a lot of sense at times. I don't think it needs to, but I think there was a lot of stuff that just wasn't explained, that the ending just I couldn't find an honest point.
I agree with you. Is this your first time watch?
This is my first time watch, and
Watch
I do
it
think it's one
again.
that I'll find interesting. I'm going to compare it to The Cell too. I didn't care for The Cell, but I watched The Cell and picked up because it actually reminded me of that particular director's work too.
Again, when I said perfect, even if I just cut it back to damn near perfect, I said technically.
Oh yeah.
So the look of it. So I get what you're saying with the story, and but the God, the football, and family motif of this is a red herring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's not about the devil Satanism of it either. It's about the black athletes. This is very much like Jordan Peele had to be on set every day to help with the nuance in these films, and the way they handled the concussions, the CTE, this second time I got
Reminded
to
me a little bit of Street Fighter every time they did that.
Why?
When you saw like the brain like go into
Mortal
like the
Kombat,
head trauma
the X-ray.
Oh,
from the
I see what
famous
you're saying.
original like Street Fighter movie Head Trauma. That was
I
one
feel
of the
like
first,
that's an oversimplification because that movie's terrible.
I'm just saying what it reminded me of, and it was like a new,
No,
version
I'm
of
just kidding.
that.
But I mean, I see what you're saying, but the significance
Sonny
to this,
Chiba, man.
the sports significance and the cultural significance to this is insane. Like, I mean, and the fact that they're doing, and I was talking about them earlier with this, but like when they show the title cards and such for all of the things, it's all in a CT scan. You know, this isn't a Jordan Peele nuanced film, but for really a first-time director, you know, with big money behind him, this is very nuanced. This is something that there's a lot to that I think over time, like us now, our ratings are going to go up for this, and it's going to be looked at differently.
I agree.
This probably is one of those movies you got to watch a couple times to kind of pick up on everything. But what I will say though is when we were talking earlier in the lab, how this movie is way more psychological than I thought it was going to be. Way more psychological than I thought it was going to be, and it gets intense psychologically and physically at different moments in this movie, which you just sit there and you're watching it and you're like, it's crazy how you can get so wrapped up into something and so obsessed with something that you lose your focus on what your real goal was, which is to be like for Kane, it was to be the greatest. But I felt like throughout this movie, I know with Isaiah's character, Marlon's character, he was already that. He had his bad injury or whatever the case may be. But it was like being this larger than life thing and surrounding yourself with all the wrong people and all the wrong things. 1,000%. 1,000%, which I know happens to a lot of athletes and all that stuff, but it was just like more and more he's pushing away his family. Before you can't call your mom, you can't talk to your family, give me your cell phone. The one time where he calls his mother on her birthday, gets caught, hangs up on him, sorry, just my mom's birthday, and then you don't really hear from his family ever again after that. And I'm like, that's a lot of the things that got you to this moment that you're forgetting all about and all the reasons why you want to be so great. Remembering your father said you're going to be the greatest. And then it's just kind of, as you get deeper and deeper and trying to be the greatest, but then it's like you're almost trying to be this person that's not yourself at all. Like you're trying to be Isaiah without knowing you're trying to be Isaiah.
Yeah, well, that Colt thing, real quick. The Colt people, his like fucking manager and all whoever else is there.
Mm-hmm.
They said they were grooming him since a baby.
Yeah, the father
His
was
dad
on that.
basically sold his first son.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's the thing. He had to sign over his soul. They couldn't take it.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, he puts himself. Wants to be the GOAT. He gets rid of God. Then he gets rid of family in pursuit of what they're telling him you need to do and sacrifice to get there. And that's what I love about the beauty of it is he gives up football the way they want it, and he goes about it. That's why in the double sort of not entendre, but like the double meaning of him, and just at the end when he's like, "I'll just do it, him. I'm him. I'm going to do it." And there's a couple of alternate endings. Again, I think that was cute for DVDs, but I think when you start putting those out now, it kind of hurts the story you're trying to tell. It seems like more of a cop out.
Yeah,
I don't love the ending. I wish it was a little more final, but when you get to, and I know we'll get to that point, but that lead up to it does make sense for the ending. It needed something explosive. It needed something spectacle. And I think that really works, especially within the theme of like what Monkey Paw does of that spectacle and how that plays in, because the mascot theme throughout and the haunting of like black athletes are basically mascots for white owners is so profound in this. I think they overdo it a little bit, but they don't really let you in on it either, which I think is the good mystery of it. I don't think we needed every mystery, but like I'm glad they kind of kept that as a mystery.
Well, I said that I felt that the ending was weak, and I do think it's weak because I do think the Satanist element or cultish element was a little bit of a cop-out, but I did see what they wanted to do with it. And you'd mentioned it about, the hierarchy of ownership and, being white and everything, but also it's a direct, like, football, family, God. It all comes down to signing the dotted line on capitalism. And basically the ending was killing capitalism in basically to be yourself. But it was less of a spectacle to me, and it was more humorous. And I think that's why I didn't care for the ending. I wanted something a little bit more. I actually wanted less, actually.
I don't think the ending takes away from that personally. I do agree with you, though. I think they don't. It is a dark comedy at times. I feel like they didn't go full enough into dark comedy, or they didn't just leave it alone. And so I do agree. Like by the time you get to that point, it is overly comedic in a way. Like, and I get that, but I mean, in recent weeks, I would say like it's actually more apt than anything else, and we should probably be comparing this more to like Eyes Wide Shut, not in a Stanley Kubrick way, but like in a way of like tone, what they're going for. When he takes them out in the end, I almost wish it ended with him realizing not that he signed, but realizing that like he didn't actually do it. He didn't change things. I felt like that would have been more of an ironic point rather than leaving it open-ended. And I think that's because when you have comedy without satisfaction, it's never really lands right.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I wasn't real big on the ending either. It felt kind of cheap for me. The ending kind of, especially the way that everything else they build the story with, how they built the story and how they're leading up to that point, and then just I felt like they wanted to end the movie and they're like, listen, we need to end it in this amount of time, or we need to end it here, and just kind of just threw something there, just kind of rushed that part. I wish they would have gave that more thought.
There's
I
this. Okay, so for the movie, there's all kind of wonderful cinematography and a great Mario Bava-esque lighting thing. And I'll be honest, it kind of screwed with my head when he goes running out. And I know the day he's supposed to be running out into a football field, but it just changes so abruptly. And it's like he just kind of stumbles into Midsommar. And as I said, I think I'll watch this a couple more times over the years and appreciate it more than I do now. But that's
supposed to be symbolic of that feeling that Marlon was talking about, but then also within their ritual, like a rebirth, like you killed that older version and the other goat, and now you're birthed out through that tunnel. You know what I mean?
Yes, that I'm glad you said that too.
I do agree with that.
But the bright vibrancy of the scene is a direct representation of the NFL.
Okay, that makes more sense. All of that.
So it being so bright, like we just got out of the dark, and I love that. That is a great, Chris, what you said, that it is the birth, because it is dark the whole time he's inside. Even when he's like driving up, it's dark, and then it does hit you. But I think that's why I liked it. Like again, I wish the story was a little more sound, but I had no problem with the way it looked, the way they're playing it out. I didn't mind the Satanism. Again, I think as we go on, it's becoming more and more poignant. But when he runs out, it looks like the Super Bowl. You know, just for them, of course, it's not filled with stands, but like go watch the Super Bowl a couple days ago and then go watch that scene again and then say, yeah, all right, this is exactly what they're trying to say. It's like, this is just a circus.
You know what I did like? Really quick, Chad. The ending was different for me. Such a hard left. It just blew my mind. Didn't really care for it the first time. Second watch, he liked it a little more. I will definitely check it out again. But one thing that caught my eye was when Isaiah, every time he said I was going to watch film, I'm going to watch film, I'm going to watch film. Then you finally go into the room with him, and it's just literally just people cheering him on. And he's just seeing a video of just people just cheering.
That power has become his porn.
And I'm just like, is this what Trump does? Every time he fucks up, just watches a video of random people cheering and thinks it's for him. But
and does something interesting with the Big Mac.
It was funny because it's like it's such this like egotistical thing that's like all that does is makes your ego bigger. It doesn't make you a better person. It doesn't make you a better player. It doesn't make you a better teammate at all. But
it's that old adage. Yeah.
Once you're already at that pinnacle, that's really all you. Not for all, but for those, you know, that's all you care about is just hey, look at me, look this is, and it's like your time's running out. You're not always going to be the guy. You're not always going to be the number one thing in anything you do in life, and especially in a sport like a sport in general, but a physical sport like that, you have X amount of years, and that's it. Then you're done.
Yeah.
It's funny you said that though about the room, right, with the thing, people cheering or whatnot. I didn't make that connection. I thought he was going to watch videos because his job, right, is to watch videos on the kid to poke holes in his game. So I thought by the end of this, he was watching videos to know how to make sure he assures he's still the GOAT by the end of it, and he's the one walking out the tunnel.
That'd have been another interesting thing of doing as well, is something like that, where he's supposed to be studying the kid, but instead of making him better, he's like, okay, here's how I can do this.
Oh, he's making him better, but he's watching to see what his problems are so that he knows how to use them against him when this time comes, because he knows the time's coming.
I think, both does work, you know, in that, both can be true for this. I do think that the cheering, his addiction to the cheering is what made him such a, made him their guy for so long, their GOAT. And I think that is the juxtaposition when he steps out after he beats him. Like, he doesn't want to fight him. That's his hero. And then in the end ends up, well, I think he killed him. And there's clearly alternate endings. If it's not in the theater, or I don't care. Like, I take the movie for what it is. And so I took it as he killed him and moved out, and then realized I don't care about the same thing.
Mhm.
You know, it's not that he didn't appreciate it, but like he was able to walk away from it because it wasn't his vice.
Yep.
Like it was Isaiah's. My biggest thing with this is they do allude to, and they play it up, and I thought it would have worked more with the mascot situation, was his concussion and having hallucinations.
Yeah.
And I think you're supposed to come to that one on your own. They don't, but that's something they should have maybe not elaborated in dialogue, but like gave us more hallucinations so we were pull onto it. By the time I got to it, I was like, eh. And then even the second time when I knew it was coming, I was like, there's still not enough to really pad this, but you are adding things that could very easily be misconstrued as hallucinations.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
See,
I got a question.
Mhm.
It doesn't really say or whatnot. Do you guys think Marlon's character made his deal after that game with his leg breaking at the beginning, or do you think he had already made his deal at that point?
I think that was his moment to take the deal
Oh,
Yeah,
because he
that's-
comes
that's
back
kinda what I
from
was-
that.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
then
that
just having the realization that like his dad sold him out, and this whole pursuit with the guilt he had, he's been running and going by somebody else's, and then not even just his own dad's, these other people manipulating his life and all these other things. Like
I feel like everybody was in on it.
mhm.
Yeah.
And I will say I do think it could work. That's the way I perceived it, but I do think you can say that he was already signed, but that maybe that's why he healed as fast as he did and came back.
Mhm.
So like I feel like it could play both ways, but those are the little things I don't like about this movie. I feel like you really need to make decisions and commit when you're telling a story, and not leave you want to have an open-ended ending, don't give us open-ended things throughout the movie.
Continually.
Mhm.
So again, beautiful film, well acted too. I think Marlon Wayans did a great job.
Yep.
I
everybody did.
easily bump it up to 7.
Honestly, with I'm with you on that, Charlie. I think I'm gonna bump it up to 7. With Marlon Wayans and the way he acted in this, I'll even say with Tyreek too, but with Marlon more so just because I'm more familiar with him. I would love to see him in more serious horror roles, more serious, and maybe even to the psychological horror type of film versus like a slasher or something. But I think he's really good at it. And I mean, he was hilarious in like the Scary Movie and all the other funny ones he did, but there wasn't really like a horror like fear aspect of it, but he did good playing scared in those even. And I would like to really see him in like a really good dark serious role horror film.
And to add to that too, with Tyreek Withers' character, what was his name in the movie again? I'm Cam. That's what it is. When Cam, the reason I wanted more hallucinations too is because Cam is very subdued in this. And I feel like you almost, if you don't realize like he's suffering from concussion, he doesn't know what's real or not. So when the crazy stuff, so he's just being quiet, which is really what would happen with concussion. So like he's just being quiet and he's just kind of taking in the surroundings, and it's surreal and there's a lot being thrown at him. But then all these crazy stuff's happening as well. So like I wish they had added more elements of the hallucination so you could think like, is he losing his mind? So by the time he gets to that
breaking point, by
the time he gets to that fight and he realizes it's like, all right, this is real, I guess. And then he gets outside and then it's a real shock because it's like, what is happening?
But were they really hallucinations?
Oh, Mick, I want to thank you for pointing out a couple things, just because I don't like football and I don't get football. So I definitely came to this film with a deficit. And hearing you guys talk a little bit more about it has helped to make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, but it's... and I think he based this off of a 30 for 30 he watched about black quarterbacks and how they are. Like, you really can't make a mistake or everyone's on top of you. You know, they don't do that same for the white quarterbacks or anybody else.
Nope.
So black athletes, and this is a good representation.
I'll say with the quarterbacks, just from watching football for as long as I have, it's definitely gotten a hell of a lot better. They don't just call them athletes anymore and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? It's definitely gotten a hell of a lot better, but it's still like there's white quarterbacks that run just as much as everyone else does and can run. You know what I mean? And it's just like, oh,
you mean like Howard Cosell? That boy could run up a jungle gym in seconds.
not even going to talk about the announcers because
But I have Muhammad Ali as a friend.
with sports announcers across the board. The thing that I love about them and what they say is your wife can walk into a room and you watching football or basketball and just question what you're watching just by what they say. It's like, what the hell? Like there's a guy's player's last name is Cox, and the dude will catch the ball and like run right by and he beats Cox. I'm like, what the fuck?
He's ramming it right down the middle. There's
Do
Hightower.
we even want to touch
Or
the
he's
homoerotic
or he'll
element
say
of
like
this film?
he's
it's
sticking
there.
down below.
Yeah, I mean, we could spend hours.
But I mean, like, he's right though. The commentating is the same way. There's this homoeroticism in football that like fits right in. Like, even a dude who's like taking the footballs to the face and he's
Yo,
like,
that was wild.
like,
Oh, yeah.
come on, dude.
Giving balls to the face.
Yep.
Yes, yeah, that was nuts. They just kept turning the speed up, the speed every time a receiver dropped the ball.
It was all about over the top masculinity.
Yeah.
Like even his wife came off very masculine, and it was a film about smoke and mirrors, basically. And I will revisit this sometime this year because I do have a feeling that this is going to be one of those quirky little films that will get a cult following, hopefully.
Yeah, I think it will too. And again, I do agree just from our conversation and even what Chad said in the chat. It's something that I do want to see at least one more time, maybe two, just because I know there's a few things that I may have missed or misunderstood, or just sometimes you're just watching a movie. Yes, you're watching for a show, but it's like you're trying to pick up on so much that next time you go around, you're like, oh shit.
Well, especially when using amazing amounts of symbolism and not answering a lot of questions, as Mick said.
Yeah.
And yet again, Mr. Tipping is his first major film. And, I'll be honest, when I went in to watch the movie, it wasn't until afterwards that I didn't know that M. Night Shyamalan made it. For some reason, so I'm watching this, and that also weighs. I'm like, oh my God, wait, it's not by M. Night Shyamalan. And that's, which is not a bad thing, but it,
I get
my feelings about the film changed greatly when I discovered this was this guy's first major film joint. So,
and I love that you're pointing that out too. Is like, because if this was an M. Night Shyamalan film, you'd be like, come on, dude, you know better. Like, what's going on? But because it's the first time, like, director of a big film like this, a major motion picture, it's like it's forgivable, 100%. Yeah, I'm with you. And not that it's bad, even if it was what's his name. But like, I like Trap and Knock on the Door Cabin or whatever. But it like this one for me, I feel like it got more hate because people were expecting Jordan Peele to direct, and right before there was a big push, especially by content creators. I know I made one where it was like, this is Justin Tipping's movie, not Jordan Peele's, and we need to respect that because he made the movie. And the fact that the studio or whatever put Jordan Peele's name all over it was kind of tough. I think that really hurt this because people wanted to see a Jordan Peele movie when it seemed like that, and then bailed on it when it wasn't. And it was a good movie, especially that weekend. It came out against like Big Bold Beautiful Journey, and it lost to Demon Slayer, which nothing against, but how often does an anime beat a major motion American film?
Yeah.
So there had to be something, in my opinion, that was a little bit.
That's how good animes are now. They're taking over, man.
No, I get it, but it's a niche thing for sure.
Only happened for 2 days,
For this being this guy's first major motion pitch, that's saying something. That's saying something. You can point out a lot of things that are wrong with it, but I mean, shit. It was still a pretty good movie. It was still a pretty good movie. And then to make it, again, football is like the main thing you think it's about, but once you get into the movie more, this isn't one of those films where like you have to be a sports fan or specifically a football fan to enjoy this movie. You don't have to be at all. It may draw some in there, but it's unnecessary. It's not necessary to be a football fan to enjoy this movie. You may have a couple of questions about what's going on with some football aspects of it. Other than that, it does a good job.
Yeah, I got a question really quick. So it confused me a little bit in the beginning because I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? I was like, what is this fucking mascot hitting him over the head? Then he failed the combine thing, whatever the fuck that was, to be drafted or whatever.
Yeah,
Where-
that wasn't
where
explained
did-
well enough
Where did the hallucinations begin?
after he got hit.
Yeah.
So Marlon Wayans could be fake.
The mascots were real.
Mhm.
Marlon Wayans was real. All of it was real. It
Oh,
was the
Now,
things he was
why they
seeing.
did it to him,
he was the chosen one. That's the next one. He was like, he's that good?
and he
But
needs
that's the thing. Like,
massive head injury.
yeah, like what he's lining up for is like I assume that it's like a connection. He has a head injury, and just like he got his leg injured, but they don't tie him.
They could have literally added a sentence to the script, and bam, because you caught it.
Yeah. You know, you went with the symbolism and you want us to think about it, and I get that, but this is first time director plight, in my opinion, where and probably young writers too. I'd have to look
It was
up.
also written by him.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it becomes that. Honestly, you know, I mean, I've talked about it at length and nauseum, and I'm sure I don't need to go over it again. But like movies like this need a collaborative process, not. And directors and writers, especially when they're young, director writers when they're young aren't always the best choice. Like you should have somebody to punch up with you or a writing partner, because this is what you get. And now I'm going to talk myself back down. No, but not really talking myself down, but I'm not going up anymore because it really is stalls out in parts. Like you've got a good theme here and you're building a story, and then you add all these elements in. That's like, okay, we get the symbolism, but it's not working. Julia Fox's character doesn't really work in this.
Well, yet again, I have to bring up the Cell from the 1990s with Jennifer Lopez. Okay, so that was that director's first major film, and it was a visual spectacle. It was nothing anybody had seen at the time. Everybody hated it, didn't know what to do with it. Mr. Tsai eventually went on to make a couple random films, I think, but it killed his career. This film reminds me a great deal of, like, it gave me the same feel I got with The Cell when I saw it back in the 1990s. And I do think, and I hope this garners a cult following like The Cell, so, Justin can do other movies and show us, what he's got.
Well, I just to go back to the Julia Fox portion of it too, his wife, like it really made no sense to me that she was so in on this. I don't feel like they fleshed it out enough. Like it would have made more sense to me is like if she was trying to like get him to go, or like trying to like push him off or scare him or not working with them. And I get the point. Like she works with them, so she gets to be with the goat and she continues her lifestyle, right? I understand it, and she's an asset to them. I thought it would have fit more because he didn't really have a girlfriend in it. Cam, maybe she's an obstacle for him when he gets out there, and the mother kills him, and she's trying to get him to sign. That's his like linchpin to it. So like now it's an even deeper choice. Through it, they're trying to keep him away from his mom the whole time. So maybe like play that up where, oh my God, like she's here now. It's emotions. He hasn't really been able to talk to her. Dad was in on this. You're in on this. I have to sign. And then it would have made it a bigger stroke when he kills everybody and he's like, I'm going to do it on my own. Maybe leave her alive. I don't know. Like I would have to wrestle with that. But, I thought that would have been a much issue. Or the brother or the father was there.
Yeah,
he's one. Yeah, that would have been.
Which would have been a really interesting thing there. What would he do if his father was actually alive after doing all those things he did to everybody else except for the one guy who blew up? What would he do if he literally saw his dad? I mean, that's a major, major moral element that I would have loved to see.
Instead of her throwing a tantrum saying, sign. It's
sign.
It
looked like a refugee from the Hunger Games. Jesus.
I know.
And
I
then she
I wouldn't have
falls
signed
on her own knife, which only says incompetence in my opinion.
Yo,
it.
I laughed at that part. I was like, the fuck, did she just kill herself?
Mm,
By the way, she looked to me at first, I thought it was Lady Gaga.
I think that's what they're sort of like alluding to.
Oh, okay. And another
know?
part, Mick, you mentioned, fucking, you said that, like, trying to warn him, get out, run. Jim Jeffries' character, multiple times, tried to get him to fucking leave.
Which I felt was effective because you
Yeah.
have this
Mhm.
doctor who's like, you should go.
Mhm.
You know, like, and that's your harbinger. You don't need harbinger. You don't need anymore. Like, let him just keep saying it and put the doubt in his mind. But then again, if she felt like a distraction. I realize that she's being calculated. She's trying to manipulate him to come over to that side, but it doesn't make sense considering she comes in like halfway through.
Yeah.
And because it's your hero's wife, again, like, why couldn't you, Trevor, what you said, I think would have worked perfectly. The dad has been alive the whole time. He's working with them. And he was there waiting for him to sign. Like, and it actually would have been kind of cool if they were like, we're going to trade souls. He sold
That's
his
what I
soul
thought
for
was
you.
going to happen. I thought he was prepping him with the blood and everything. I thought he was trying to get his body to be young and fresh again. Type situation.
Yeah, like the father sacrificed everything for him to be in this, to be the goat, and he worked it and he did what he had to do. Because I do think like that, I got it as he didn't ascend to the next level till he got hit and got the injury, and they could bring him in. You know what I mean? I feel like he worked his ass off, like it was being set. Maybe he got into the college he wanted, things like that. It was helped along the way, but it was his work that was doing it. It was really, he put the work in. So
Well, he even says that right before the fight at the end.
yeah. Well,
put fucking
but I
work
mean,
in.
like the representation of it, of like, yes, I know he's worked for it, but like, how they've helped him. You would have with the father, I guess, is what I'm trying to like. I'm actually applauding your point, and I'm annoyed that they didn't do it. The father being there, that would have been even deeper, not even on an emotional state, but like, what does that mean? Like, if he has to trade his soul, does he give that up? And it would have put more weight in the ending when he kills everyone.
And it clarifies it. Or even something as simple as her sign directly below your father's signature. And then that would be, it would just kind of hit with him.
No.
So, but I mean, you get that and you get the picture and everything, but yet again, Mick, you brought it up. There's so many things that are, okay, great, wonderful, but why'd you do it? How does A, B, C, and D all work together? And that is, I think, probably the biggest downfall for Justin in this film and his writing.
Yeah.
I want to see more of his work though, like in the future. But what he does next, movie wise, and hopefully he sticks in horror. Hopefully he sticks with horror and does
anything
another.
in pre-production. Not a good sign.
This one might, like, it's funny. There's a lot of blowback on this Wuthering Heights movie that's coming out, and how it's heavily adapted from the original, like even race changes and such, and turned into a romantic movie when it's actually pretty fucking sadistic.
The gothic horror.
Yeah. And there's a lot of pushback right now, and it's a whole big like argument, divisive online, that like people are upset about it and speaking out against Emerald Fennell, and now the defenders are coming out and saying, well, nobody goes after men directors like they go after women. And I'm like, Jonathan Frakes hasn't directed a movie since the Thunderbirds flopped. And he wasn't a bad director, like in any means. So like I bring him up as like literally like the absurdity of it is like 4 top films, one bad one, and like you're in jail. So now Justin Tipping, like, so when I hear that about like the difference between men and women, I'm like, Justin Tipping, he's going to have to do some independent work to get back up. And that's sad because this isn't a bad movie.
Yeah.
No, it's not at all.
I just think he needs to make the right partnership with the right writer, and there could be something. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for him.
Yeah, me too. Because it's cool to see something a little different. It's cool to see something, fresh ideas, new ideas, and this may have borrowed ideas from other films and stuff, but just
he made a sports movie I like.
There you go.
That's a big thing, you know.
And again, going back to what I just said a little bit ago about how you don't have to be a sports fan or a football fan to enjoy this film. You don't have to be one at all, and you're proof. You're proof. And
Sports ball.
that is saying a lot though, because there's a lot of movies to where when it's based on the sport or when it's surrounding the sport, a lot of the sport is in the movie as far as them showing games, this, that, and the third, talking about the games and everything else. But this one,
this is not Bull Durham, but this is still a sports movie I enjoyed.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they like steered away from it, but there was way more to it than just football.
Yeah, some of them scenes, man, the way they framed it with certain people and even the movement scaled for the image to be just right for certain angles. When they got him in the facility with Marvin, his arms are stretched out. He literally fills in that perspective the whole stadium, the lights above him, the one crazy scene with the Last Supper situation.
Oh, that was
really good.
And the lights are like this crown of. There's so many.
Yeah, they definitely.
Well, Gamer, you totally got this, because as I think about more and more as we lead up to him, being birthed out into this, NFL-esque meets Midsommar. But if you look at the camera work and the set design, a continual motif is a canal. So I do think that you really touched upon something important that is a continual symbolism in this film, which is a canal. There's always like this, area going down. Which,
you need to stop that because it is turning me on.
Oh, I mean, I can go further if you like.
Deeper.
But I mean, also just to kind of throw into that too. Remember when he walked in to the front door and the way it's shaped looks like a vagina.
Yeah.
So like he's got, he's coming and he's going.
I imagine this guy really likes David Lynch, but he needs to tone it down, because Lynch even knew how to tone it down. So
what's up, Grandizer?
So
good, Grandizer.
Yes, Frakes, Commander Riker. He was director. Still is. Pretty prolific TV director.
I was going to move it up to a 7, but I'm like, no, I think I'm happy with the 6.5.
We stunted James on this one.
I almost went up because all the stuff you guys filling in for me, like that I didn't understand in the beginning, like the concussion, the CTE shit. I didn't know like he was hallucinating, or was he? Like, like what the fuck is going on with this shit? What's real and what's not? So when you guys are just explaining all that stuff, I was like, you know what? I might push this up to a 7. But then, like you guys are talking about the ending. You're right. The ending was lacking. So yeah, I'm just going to keep it at 6.5.
Well, just so you know, everything is real, but he was seeing things, and that was the mascots.
Oh, okay.
And what I was saying was like they allude to him having hallucinations when he's talking to his mom. Like, are you still seeing things?
Oh.
And what annoyed me was that it was just a throwaway line.
Yeah.
It didn't film it in such a way. Then you're supposed to rely on, is this real? Is this not real? But it is real. So why not make certain things fake? And I'm not even saying that you have to have hallucinations there, but show him have hallucinations before he gets there. Show him have hallucinations right after he's hit. And then he's like, yeah, it was a dude in horns or something. And like, people are like, yeah, right, whatever. You've been seeing things, And then when he's seeing the mascots there, it really works. Then you're scared too, but they don't build it up. So what's the point of feeling that fear?
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of talk of dreaming in this film too. So it's, I don't know. As you were saying, sorry about that.
What are you saying, son, Chris?
I was like one of the only other spots that I really thought it was or that I realized there was hallucination as well was at the party scene when he's at the what is the place called, the Creation or whatever, when he's meeting them and then he drinks the wine, and then you see him like pulling all the riches and all the diamonds out of his throat and stuff like that. Like that was like, okay, that part that part didn't happen. But then it's like, what of the other scenes of him seeing her slashing and then the sacrifice is like, oh, that part happened. But then what other of the other things that seemed fuzzy did or didn't happen? You know what I mean?
Well, the scenes with the mascot was kind of like, as I was going to say before, is to me, those kind of were like, trauma images that this was real. He definitely was taken out by a mascot, and it comes back as trauma. And then as it keeps going, then it starts getting into the hallucinations. And then, he's finally with the echelon that can hire him, and it just goes full on fantasy. So yeah, you're right there. But that's what I was going to say. So I apologize.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Anybody want to change their ratings or anything before we move on?
No, I'm good at 7.
With the ratings.
7 sounds good.
Solid 8. If you could stomach it, watch it 2 or 3 times, maybe a second time to catch a few more things, and then watch it a third time and pay attention on like all of the background, the construction of the house, the types of construction it is, the types of artifacts. Like there's so many fucking crazy hidden little Easter eggs and nuances in there.
Yeah.
No, there really is. There really is with this one. But all right. Let's move on to weekly rentals. What do I have come up first? I think it was you, James. And boom.
Whistle.
James' weekly rental was Whistle.
And I surprisingly liked it more than I thought I was going to.
Nice.
I didn't.
I know, but I did.
It was good though. I think it's worth checking out. I will say
it's my type of thing. Like, if we ever review it, it could change. But like, I got so into it where I was waiting for them to fumble, like fuck it all up. But it's like it was going good, and they kept it going enough where it kept me on. So if I had to rate it right now, first time watch, it's an 8. That's
nice.
How much I liked it.
Nice. It is on the wheel though, but nice.
Yeah. It might change back then. If I watch it again, I'm like, maybe.
Nothing wrong with that. I believe Gamer is next. His weekly
That's
watches.
not the order that I watched them in either. It actually started with Here Comes the Boom and went the other way.
Okay.
But
interesting choices.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything there, huh?
Yeah, some crime mystery, some comedy crime, some space and sci-fi action, and then some comedy action. I don't even know, family oriented, I guess.
Chris, I got 2 movies for you based on those choices.
What's that?
Spartan with Val Kilmer from 2004.
Okay.
And put up the choices again. Street Kings with Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah, I love Street Kings.
Yes, such a great movie.
I can't remember if I've seen Spartan. I feel like I have, but it's been so long that
I think I have.
It's a good one.
They also made a fucking TV show or something of Spartan, right?
Yeah, but this isn't that. He plays a Secret Service agent who has to find the president's daughter, and it's so good.
Okay.
And to answer your question, Grandizer, he didn't direct the last episode of he was just in it with Marina Sirtis as Deanna Troi. His movie Clock Stoppers did pretty good, but didn't do great. And then Thunderbirds was not good, and it was good, but it was not well received, and he got put in movie jail, as his words when I interviewed him. Yeah, Kevin James is tough. He's a tough.
Kevin James is like the same character and everything. Like he
was good in Here Comes the Boom though.
King of Queens, I really liked, and then Here Comes the Boom. Was that his first movie?
One of the first ones where he was the star.
It was good, but then everything after, like Bart, whatever the fuck, Mall Cop.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's the same fucking character. It's like over and over again. So I'm like, kind of like, yeah, he's like a side character. He shouldn't like star a movie.
And he did the same show again. Kevin Can Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a jerk off in everything. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick, and I'm not saying like, but in the movies, every one of his characters is not a nice person. He's not
Exactly.
a good person.
Yeah.
Like, he's no
Except-
one to cheer for.
Selfish.
Except there's one,
What?
Hitch.
No, he was a piece
Oh,
of
he
shit.
was
in
an
that.
asshole in that.
He was a
Was
piece
he?
of shit in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He went to a dating coach and lied to her and was like, yes, he was being himself, but that's not the way he was seeing it. He thought he was doing it right.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of floated into like he was deceiving her. He should have be a man and stand up straight and go talk to her. If you need help with confidence, that's one thing, but he went to a guy who wanted to help manipulate her.
Yeah.
I like Hitch. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a funny movie because it's a romantic
is
comedy
funny.
from the early 2000s and it works. But the more we get older, we realize that's a problem. And they got together at the.
There's a lot of romantic movies that are just a.
Oh,
like
yeah,
red flag city.
that's far from the worst. Trust me, I know. But my thing is, like, I would have rather it focus on Hitch.
I see what you're saying.
Him. I liked his learning portion of it, and with the Eva Mendes character.
Mhm.
But like, he's helping this guy. He's like, well, he's a really nice guy. No, he's kind of an asshole. He wanted to manipulate her because he didn't think he could get her.
Mhm.
You know. So,
Now, on to your picks this week.
but I
Rick.
like Here Comes the Boom.
The Muppet Show.
Yes, I also watched Whistle. Muppet Show's great. I hope they bring it back.
Oh, nice.
It's just like the original. Seth Rogen gets it. The Best of Enemies, good movie. It's based on true story done by you, Gamer. It's Raleigh Durham, and when they integrated the schools, it was about the charrette between these two characters right here, played by Sam Rockwell and Taraji P. Henson, Ann Atwater, and C.P. Ellis. He was the KKK down there in that area's president. She was running the Black Rights Movement organization in the town. Very prominent members, and they had to team. They were forced to team up to try and work on this, and they wound up becoming the best of friends for like 40 more years.
Mm.
Wow.
He quit. He voted for integration and ripped up his KKK card right in front of everybody. It was like, it was the happiest day of my life, but now it doesn't seem like it's very good.
Wow.
And they traveled around for like 30 years together, and they show scenes with the real people at the end. There's no faking that friendship. They're the way they talk, they hold each other, and it's just a beautiful story because of what they're dealing with. The Strangers Chapter 3, fuck you. You can go watch my review on that one. Relationships Goal will be coming out in a couple weeks too. That's Method Man and Kelly Rowland are good. It's a good old-fashioned sort of rom-com without the problematic situations, and it's also a gospel film, which I'm a fan of. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. I hate religion, but for some reason I like gospel films.
And then Trevor.
It's because of Sister Act.
Sister Act. Oh, so what did I
Twilight
watch
Point.
this week?
Sister Act is not a gospel film.
I said that earlier. I was like, "What'd you watch, Sister Act?"
So actually, I just watched Boiling Point today. Second film by B. Catano, who is a comedian who became a filmmaker with a film called Violent Cop. The film does revolve around baseball, but also revolves around Yakuza and just general incompetence. Made back in 1990. Very dry humor that's like Jarmusch level dry humor. The House with the Laughing Windows from 1976 by Italian director Pupi Avati is a very strange giallo that isn't really a giallo. It almost is a little bit more of a serial killer film, but it uses all of the confines of a giallo except for a traditional murderer, and it was really, really good. The 1961 Mothra, which was, of course, directed by Inoshiro Honda and has amazing effects by Issei Shubaraya. It's a must see if you like Godzilla films. It was where Mothra got her start, and also I got a chance to show this to Hannah, which was amazing because I think it was one of her first kaiju films. And then I ended it with Exorcismo. Exorcismo is a documentary that came out in 2024 that is a companion to a box set that came out that looks at the S rating in Spain, which came to be like literally after officially when Franco was dead. Censorship went from insanity to opening up a little bit where you have like Nazi and people like that. And then the floodgates opened and the S rating was basically kind of like, it wasn't X, but a lot of subversive films, a lot of sex films, a lot of sex
Well,
comedies.
there's a nipple there, so I get it.
Yeah, it's the films that came out of the S rating are subversive and also just cheeky as hell, but they do like build on things like films by like Jorge Grau or Eloy de la Iglesia, who actually were that middle ground between Franco's total censorship regime, it loosening up, and then the floodgates opening. So recommend those four.
And to point out, if you didn't catch it, 65 years of Mothra this year, everybody. Celebrates. Celebrates. One of the best characters ever.
65 years.
Love Mothra.
I gotta apologize to everybody. I
Mothra is
did
a
you out this
beautiful
service.
film.
I didn't give you shit about the movies I watched. I just told you the order I watched them. I am so sorry.
We'll have to watch
No,
too
listen.
much.
We get it though, because it had 50 Cent in it. There was another one had Kevin James. Another one had, which one was that? Dawn of the what?
Dark of the Moon, the third one.
Dark of the Moon. That one had Tyrese in it.
They all had Tyrese, except for what, 4 or 5.
I just watched all of those with my son. He's all freaking in. I'm all in.
I'm a car guy, you know what I mean? So
I get it.
anytime
I
you
get
watch a bunch of flashy cars.
Have you seen the last one?
Huh?
Have you seen Rise of the Beast yet?
Yeah.
God, that's got to be the best one. Okay, what you got? No, I love it.
I like the second and the third.
Okay, I get
But
that. I like the first
always,
one.
no matter watch the first one and the fifth one.
Can we agree that Mark Wahlberg sucks?
Not
Yeah,
first
I
choice,
like
but
it,
it
yeah.
worked. It didn't kill it. But again, I like the Hispanic kid in the third one. I think him and the comedian kid, the Porsche, fuck's his name? That was banging Kim Kardashian. Pete
A
Davidson.
lot of people did.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That was New York. I love
There's
it.
a lot of Botox to go around.
That's true. No, I meant more. No, Mark Wahlberg was in 4 and 5, wasn't he?
Yes, he was
Yeah,
in Age of Extinction and
Ugh.
the Last Night.
I don't even like Shia LaBeouf, and I would have preferred him back.
Yeah,
I
no.
love those first three just because his a little extra with his extraness. You know what I mean?
I definitely see why they say that
Extraness.
in those movies when I watch them. Why Michael Bay was on a certain island somewhere,
They're
and not the
definitely
one
all
with Scarlett
formula.
Johansson and Ewan McGregor.
Yeah. They definitely are all a formula, but still.
No, they're fun though.
Yeah.
Excuse
What'd
me.
you watch, Sturdy?
So the 3 that I watched weren't very memorable. They weren't that great. Hollows Grove was a found footage film that I kind of wish we never found. When I finished it. Row 19 takes place on an airplane, and the size of the plane, there's only like 7 people on this whole damn plane. So that right there was just like, oh, this is fucking unbelievable. right from there.
Where does
Right
row
from there.
19 come in then? I mean,
It's
Yeah, there's only 7 rows.
It's
Not
no, there
even
was more than it was like a normal sized plane or whatever. So it's a bunch of rows, but there's literally like only 7 people on it. There's
oh god, they
so
have
many
to
fucking
add, they
empty
have
seats.
No
to
extra budget.
hire actors. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So many empty seats. I'm just like, oh man, it takes away from the film because you're expecting so much more to happen with more people. More people on the plane would have made this movie more believable.
It was the off season.
It was on Delta.
And then, of course, The Privilege. I I watched it.
You didn't feel privileged.
Is it that
No,
bad?
I didn't like. I didn't like any of them really. I really didn't like any of them. I wasn't expecting much from any of them, but they just weren't that great. None of them were worth the late fees at all. These would be the type of movies that you go to the video store that's up the street from your house, you rent them, and you're like, "Oh, I made a mistake. I'm bringing these shits back to yo. You just rented them too. I watched all 3 of them. I just
I
take
need to
them
get
back.
new ones. Yeah.
I need to get something different.
It's funny that you started doing this. The weekly rentals, are they worth the rentals? I just went to the library tonight and I was looking through the video section because they had and again, I think we push this on every episode, but the library, if you want a video store, go to the library. You're idiots.
Yeah.
No, they have
If you're looking for
everything.
like Criterion collection stuff, things like that.
Yeah, you support
Libraries
the library
are
when you do it.
amazing. Yeah.
And when is that ever bad? At least you know fucking Jordy's gonna be happy with you. So I was there and I'm looking through the staff picks, and this made me think of that. And what's on this shelf? And before anybody freaks out, it gets worse. Godzilla
Solo?
1998 is on the staff pick shelf. I
Okay.
see it and I'm like, ugh. As a film preservationist and historian, I'm upset. So I was jokingly, one of the young ladies was walking past who works there, and I was like, who put Godzilla 98 on the staff list? Jokingly, right?
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, I did." And I was like, I didn't mean her, I don't want to make her feel bad. I was like, well, if you like Godzilla, I was like, check out the Showa era. And she's just staring at me, Gen Z, staring at me with a million miles Gen Z stare, which I get, whatever. I'm an old man talking to this young lady about Godzilla. And nobody cares. This is my dad moment. This because my son was standing there, and I'm like, I can tell you about Godzilla all day because I just, but in my head, I'm saying that.
Well, real quick, I just want to remember it. I had kind of a similar thing.
Well, I was going to finish the story first.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
No worries. So she's just like, dude, whatever. And it was coming up to the end anyway. And I'm walking away, and I'm like, she's missing out on 30 years of greatness. What the hell? And all I wanted now is I want a job at the library just to put the staff picks together.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was the end of my story. Go ahead.
Well, what you said reminded me of a situation I was in which I was around somebody who's very, very sweet, lovely individual. They were probably in their early 20s, and I had made a joke about Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and they looked at me like I was crazy. And you're funny. And then I'm like, do you know what Hiroshima and Nagasaki are? And they laughed. And at this point, my literal goes in, and I'm just like, do you know that we had internment camps for the Japanese where we kept them in the United States? Have you ever heard of Oppenheimer? And then I had to pull away before I was just at the point where I was going to say Godzilla.
Dude, I'm sorry, but
I was just so dumbfounded by. I mean, I would have been able to answer any of those by the age of 14.
Great, Trevor. Now the joke bombed twice. Oh, come on! Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
I got it.
Good.
I guess it's only a problem if you say the jokes.
real quick, Grandizer, row 19. Basically, there was a plane crash. Well, there was one survivor, which ended up being this little girl. She grows up, she has a kid, she gets back on a fucking plane again. And it's just, it wasn't good. It was on Tubi. I'll never tell you not to watch a movie, but Story does not recommend it. It's not worth the late fees. I won't run it again. And hey, watch at your own risk. Watch at your own risk.
Well, no, there were many Godzilla films in the 90s. But there was one American Godzilla. Well, Godzilla Millennium came in 2000 in America, but it was a Japanese production.
It was Broderick, right?
Huh?
Was it the actor Broderick? His last name? What's it called? Oh.
That's Zilla. We don't talk about Zilla.
That's Zilla.
Even Roland Emmerich doesn't like Godzilla. It fucking whatever. We went over this. Go watch
the Roland Emmerich lizard. Yeah.
We went over this.
Well, I've never seen that. Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Dude, watch that.
Although there are people, I like the ending of that. People don't like the ending of that.
I liked
Oh, I
it.
did. I loved it.
I liked it.
What do you
I liked
think of
that
it,
whole
Trevor?
movie. I was like, this. I liked how they did this. It was awesome.
What did you think of it, Trevor? What did you think of the ending of that?
Which one?
Late Night,
Late Night with the Devil.
I really like that film a lot.
I get it. If you didn't like
Yeah,
it,
I felt a little. I mean, it almost yet again. It was one of those things where I felt it kind of showed too much. It didn't leave
okay.
enough for the imagination, in my opinion.
Ooh.
It's so interesting because this movie didn't show enough.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the
you
reason
know,
I'm
it's
saying that is
like-
because it's just weird how, like, even I agree with you.
Mhm.
Although I think I didn't need more in Late Night with the Devil
Mhm.
personally, but I
Mhm.
do agree that
Mhm.
yeah, maybe they did go a little over. Like that ending does. I liked it, but I get why people didn't maybe.
Mhm.
Whereas this
Well, I
one,
think it's just a solid
they couldn't choose.
piece of art. Yeah. It's-
They did because they again. I'm annoyed about alternate endings. Like when Get Out put one out, I was pissed because I'm like, I don't need that. Although the only thing I liked about the alternate ending is it was better than the original.
Mhm.
Him ending up in prison, I felt like would have been I mean, it's not a happy ending, and I'm glad we got the happy ending because that movie's hard. But it would have been like, I think it would have been like just that hammer, that gavel that comes down that really like, it's pun intended, that really comes down hard and like sits with you at the end. I feel like we got that ending, you'd walk away like, fuck. You know, this is realistic.
Yeah.
And fucked up.
Time to spin this wheel and see what we're going to be discussing.
Don't tell
next
me what to
week.
do. I'm not spinning for you anymore.
I'm hoping for a good one.
I'm not even on the screen anymore. You kicked me out.
There's so many goddamn movies on this wheel.
There is. There really is.
Nice. Let's do it. Oh, get Vicious off of there, please. I'm not coming next week if Vicious goes on there. That movie's terrible.
You'll be here.
We'll see.
I don't think
Depends
I
on the
don't know
movie.
if I ever seen that one.
This is why I'm part-time.
Hallmark presents.
Like I'm part time in the show. I don't have to come here every week.
No, I do it if Sturdy asks.
I do it because I feel bad if I take the night off.
You do it because you're bored.
That too.
I'm not
How about
watching
you
The
do it
Stranger.
because you
Until
enjoy
dawn?
coming here and having a good
Oh,
time?
Nope. I'm out.
Which one is
There's a
it?
handful of movies on here I'm not watching again.
Until
Until
Down?
Down.
Until Dawn.
It is. Enjoy the ride, gents.
Enjoy the ride, gents.
The video game was insane.
Yeah, I didn't trust me. I didn't play the video game, and I know it's not the video game.
Okay. Okay.
It's so bad.
Until
so it's a video
Turd.
game movie, horror version. Okay.
Oh,
See what they do. See what they do.
All right, I'm
I've
down.
never played the game either, so
It's supernatural.
been meaning to watch it.
it is. It's yeah. I mean, it's good they're gonna have Gamer there because like he can compare it to the game.
Sure, yeah, that's true.
Come with an in-depth, because if I'm
Yep.
coming on the show for that movie and I have to rewatch it, you better fucking come with an in-depth.
You better come in with some good shit.
Same here. I'm going to need somebody to explain it to me.
Because watching it, I'm like, this is
video games and football. I mean, I like. Yeah.
The easy thing about video games is they're all a story driven thing with a bunch of things. So it's pretty much a video game nowadays is an interactive movie. So this is why I don't understand why it's so hard to make film adaptations of shit that's already there.
I can
They
tell
should
you
just use
answer.
the fucking clips in the video game.
I can tell
Copy
you
the
answer.
clips, the whole
Creative.
story.
You know how fucking geeked out we'd be if literally it was shot for shot in real time, like live action with real people? We would be.
And maybe this one you'll watch it and be like, oh shit, this is exactly like the thing. I don't know. I just thought it was bad. So I don't want to play the game based on it. But
Don't do that.
no, I'm kidding. But I will say this. The reason that happens with movies is creative. Directors or writers or both want to make their mark on the story. And they don't want, if they're a real fan, like I'm looking forward to the new Resident Evil
Yeah.
Me too.
because
yeah.
Zach Kreger is a big, massive fan of Resident Evil. And he's even said, he's like, we're trying to stick close. Like, we want to do like what we can, maybe not tell the exact story, but I like that. I appreciate that because I'm not a gamer. I play video games. I'm not you. I can't do that shit all the time like you do. But like we were talking about Phasmophobia, if it ever, like, please include the things we love. And
Yes.
so many things don't.
That's one of the movies I'm looking forward to, but I'm also worried that it's going to flop and I'm going to be disappointed.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I told you, stick with the curses. I would even make it a comedy. Horror comedy.
Wait.
Like a Dale Tucker type deal with like found footage type situation. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, found footage. I mean, you could even do it as a regular movie, but in a first person narrative, not a first person narrative.
Oh, you're saying use the cursed items?
But like, if you're going to go to the different places, use the cursed items as the element that has to get them there.
Okay.
Maybe they found a cursed item, like the mirror or something, got cursed, and the only way to break the curse is to get the other cursed items and then destroy them all. And now you're going to Tanglewood. Now you're going to Bleasdale. Now you're going, you know, all these different places, and they're hunting the ghosts. And if that's what the story turns out to be, pay me.
That's
David.
I am I'm really interested in seeing what they do with that.
I'm so
that
curious.
game.
I can't wait for the update, by the way.
Hey, Sturdy Birdie, you mind if I
Nope. No, my kidding.
Can I put up the charity script read poster on here?
Oh, go, of course, go ahead.
Share it out. I appreciate you. You can talk about it. It's our thing, but
Mick, can I play the creature? I'll go roar.
You are 100% playing the creature. There's nobody else playing the creature. So Sturdy and I are doing a charity event. But it is a good cause. We're trying to help out one of our own. He's been a supporter of our channels for a long time. Chris Harris. He suffers from an MS, and he's had a very bad bout lately. And he put him in the hospital for like a week, and he can't go back to work yet. And like the bills are piling up, and so he has a GoFundMe going. We're trying to help him out. So February 27th, we're going to do an absurd charity script read of Curse of the Swamp Creatures. What does that entail? We're going to have the wheel, courtesy of Sturdy, and it's the wheel of absurdity. You may be speaking in, we're going to have separate different words throughout that are listed. If you catch one of those words, you may have to change your accent. You may have to stand up and act it out like you're Shakespearean. You may have to do any number of things that will come up, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be wild. It's going to be the core group. Trevor, of course, you're welcome. You know that you're core group.
You sold me.
But it's all for a good cause, and we want to do it to help our friend. And Sturdy, I know you have another one that we may be doing if you want to.
That's still in the works. Like I'm waiting for, which I know Gamer knows about it too. There's a fellow gamer in our group who is, I don't know what stage or what he had. I know he has cancer, and so we're trying to figure some things out to see if the family would be okay with it. Of course, to help raise funds to help his family because he's not going to be with us, and we want to really do that. And we're still in talks. But it'll be with other content creators and gamers and stuff. And
if you need the scenes, we're there for anything.
We definitely want to help out with both of these causes because they're both very important causes. And it sucks and it's sad that stuff like this is still around and it's not here, or that it's not it's not healed. There's no cure for this stuff.
They got a cure. They're just not giving it to you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to move back on and say February 27th. At 7 p.m., join us for the absurdity. It's gonna be
join us for that. And as soon as I know, when we have the details, I will let you guys know all about that as well. And it's for a good cause. It's for a good cause. So please show up, share the links when you guys can, and if you can afford to donate, please donate. And we're gonna wrap this one up though. Make sure you guys check out Worst Damn Gamer Ever. Make sure you guys check out Fade Theory. Make sure you guys check out the Scene Snobs. Make sure you guys check out Ambassador Media. Be here every Thursday at 8 o'clock for Horror Research 30, and on Saturdays for Popcorn and Pints, which this Saturday, The Rip and the Wrecking Crew. And as you guys know, Mick will not be here this Saturday. He will be out with his wife, but he'll be thinking about us. I'll see you in your nightmares.
He's in love.
Peace.
Hopefully.